Have you ever shared a long dinner with someone? Of course you have, but I'm talking about those long dinners that seem to transcend normal meals. I'm talking about those long dinners where the food is good, but the conversation is delectable. Those long dinners that you never want to end. I love those dinners. Of course, they could be brunches or lunches or breakfasts or those little tiny sandwiches at a fancy tea shop, maybe. I don't know. But dinner is where I've found those moments to happen most often. I'm thinking of some simple nights at home around our own dining room table when the kids have finished and gone off to bed. Uh, they've gone off to get ready for bed, maybe, or read or whatever. And my wife and I just sit for another hour or so talking and being together. I'm thinking about a long dinner I had with a friend, a really important friend, a few years back at this fancy steakhouse in Washington, D.C. Work was picking up the bill, and we ordered a bottle of wine that to this day I can still taste. Not because it was the fanciest or the most expensive, but because the connection and friendship we shared at that dinner was so wonderful that it made everything taste sweeter. I'm thinking about a meal over cheap seafood at a dive bar in Florida with a friend that I hadn't seen in a while. I wasn't sure we were still connected, but after that dinner, I was certain. And I was certain that they had just helped me heal a feeling of guilt that I'd been carrying around with me for a long time. Those are the types of long dinners I'm talking about. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I just want food. Sometimes I want to scarf down a Chick-fil-A sandwich with some barbecue sauce as fast as humanly possible. It's because I need to get back to my life. Sometimes I want to smash a frozen pizza into my mouth hole as rapidly as I can. I don't even care about how much my tongue is going to get burnt in the process. Sometimes, actually a lot of times, I'm in a hurry. And a meal's just a meal. But I'm hungry for more. I'm hungry for more than calories. I'm hungry for connection. I'm hungry for depth. I'm hungry for heart and soul. I believe we all have a spiritual hunger, and many of us are left malnourished. There's this little passage in Matthew's gospel where Jesus is actually quoting Moses. Jesus says, "Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." We are not meant to live on bread alone. We are hungry for more. We have a spiritual hunger. Our souls are starving. Hey, by the way, welcome to Between, the most open church on earth. We are here to feed your spiritual hunger by helping you savor every moment of human connection in your life. At Between, we are entirely focused on helping you transform your daily interactions into moments of divine connection between people. We want you to feed other people's starving souls. We want you to feel spiritually satisfied and full of God's unconditional love. And we welcome and affirm everyone here at Between. We know that everyone has different spiritual taste buds, and we love the world's wide variety of faith flavors. If you are feeling hungry for more, if your soul is craving a feast, I want you to know that it's available to you. I want to invite you to the table. See, there are 8 billion people on this planet, 8 billion people, and each of them has a heart and soul. Each of them has a story to tell. Each of them has an infinite capacity for love and tenderness. Each of them has their own understanding of the big questions of life. Each of those 8 billion people offer a different way to see our world through God's eyes. Each of those 8 billion people invite us to understand life, and love, and longing, and loss in new and richer ways. Each of those 8 billion people can feed our hungry spirit. We just need to take the time and care to invite them to join us for a long dinner. We are not meant to live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. Friends, I believe that God speaks to us most clearly through God's most precious creation, the people we encounter in our daily lives. I love having sacred and holy experiences in churches and temples, in graveyards and grottos, and in synagogues and shrines, but I hope everyone can see what I can see, that each person you encounter on a daily basis has the capacity to provide a sacred and holy experience for you. That we can hear God's voice through a true connection with another person. That we can feel God's love in handshakes and hugs. That we can see God's majesty in the eyes of the person sitting across the table from us. We are not meant to live on bread alone. Our spirits are hungry. Will you join me in the spirit of prayer? Today I pray with a hungry soul. I pray craving connection and meaning. I pray starving for depth and spiritual nourishment. God, fill my soul with your love, shared freely by the people around me. And God, let me satiate the hungry souls of every person I encounter. We are not meant to live on bread alone. Our spirits are hungry. May we fill each other up with your sacred light. Amen. Between is about you. Take this message into your life this week. Fill the space between you and every person you encounter with your divine light. My favorite church is the space between people. Now go with God's love and create the church between.